What's up, everybody, and welcome to another video. Well then, I got some news about the War of the Rohirrim. And to be honest, there hasn't been much good concerning that upcoming film that is going to come out in, I think, December 2024, which is only 2 months away at the point of making of this video. And should you be interested, I made a couple of videos already, might be close to 10 already concerning that show. And then I even uploaded, I think, 2 separate videos concerning the actual story, in which I read the entire passage from the appendices to The Lord of the Rings, which is, dealing with the story of Helm, Hammerhand, and Freka and Wolf. And of course, we are dealing with yet another case of taking a snippet, a little bit from the appendices to The Lord of the Rings, and picking a character that only appeared in like one sentence. Tolkien didn't even name the character, and they made the film about her and made it revolve around her. Gave her, Jesus Christ, a name, Hera, so on and so forth. But I will not delve deep into that in this video. It's not about that. Should you be interested, it's all on my channel, as well as many other videos. I've noticed in the last couple of days people asking me questions to which I always have a very simple answer. Just here's a link to a video that I made about that. So before you ask something, if you're new here, be sure I haven't made a video about that yet. There's like 1,000 videos on this channel already, and I'm sure that if there is such a video, it will answer your question sufficiently. Right, now to the matter of hand. I think that it was Mcfarlane, the Mcfarlane Toys. They have released an announcement and pictures of an upcoming line of action figures promoting that film as Hammerhand, Hera, Wolf, and the Snow Troll, or whatever is it called. And I think that there's like a limited edition of a cardboard cutout to build of Helm's Deep, which, to be honest, is impressive by its size. It's like a playset for your kids made out of cardboard, right? So this is all it is. But if you look at the action figurines and think about who buys action figures these days, I just have to say they are very underwhelming. Now, I know that the people who are mostly buying toys and action figures are old farts like me, who are collectors and who like to remind themselves of the times when they were collecting toys and action figures when they were little kids, and when we did not have disposable income. And now that we have, and the toys are getting better and better and better, and they are, we do indulge a little bit. But you also have to take into consideration that, kids still play with toys. They still do buy toys. And even if we said, oh, it's just for kids, it doesn't have to be that detailed, I beg to differ. Now, if you look at other manufacturers, like, for example, the bloody Hasbro, they are still able to make, like, alright, decently made action figures that are meant to be for kids and for collectors both. And I have noticed that, especially as far as Mcfarlane Toys goes, that they have been on a decline. As far as the quality goes, now, I have had the, not the luxury, but I had the opportunity to have some of them, to look at some of them, to display some of them on my shelves, and I have to say they are not of a very good quality. I had a horse from The Witcher, and the horse just fell apart on the shelf. Absolutely not good. I mean, they are mass-made, mass-market toys, but still, do you remember, for those of you, the old farts, do you remember Toy Biz making the Lord of the Rings action figures like 20 plus years ago? These were toys that still hold up today, 20 years later. And I'm sure a lot of you have some in your collections. And so you had them or have had them for 20 years and they still keep their quality. They are not falling apart. And in this day and age, when the manufacturers are able to produce a quality product, I can't understand why they cannot promote the show using the action figures in a better way. The film, in a better way. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of what I collect. It's not really comparable, because what I collect is made by a smaller manufacturer called Four Horsemen Toy Design, and they make their own action figures of their own universe, shall we say, quote unquote, very inappropriately called, but nevertheless, fantasy and science fiction action figures. Now, these are photos that I took, and so they make their own characters, and they just make action figures about them, or of them, and because they are smaller, quite obviously they are able to produce figures of much higher quality. But still, if you look at, for example, what Diamond Select has been able to do with the Lord of the Rings action figures based on Peter Jackson's trilogy, it's decent, not perfect. I have had the chance to see a Gandalf action figure who was as cross-eyed as the character from, what was it, the Young Frankenstein movie. Do you remember that? There was a very peculiarly looking character. So yes, I mean, it's a hit or miss today. Quite obviously, it is understandable that when we have a mass produced product made for like mass market to be bought on the internet and in Walmarts and like Tesco's, you know, in Europe and things like that, it will quite obviously be of lesser quality than those action figures that I've just shown you, the ones that I collect, those very niche collectibles that are really meant for adult collectors. And but then again, still, I think of other manufacturers. I think of NECA, for example, who are also a manufacturer who produces action figures for mass market. You can get them in the United States. I have to get them on the internet, but in the United States of America, you can get them in bloody Targets and Walmart or what have you. This means that they are mass market products, and they are, as far as the mass market produced toys and action figures today, the top of the 1/12th scale. Those gremlins that you can see behind me, they are from NECA, and they make like all the 80s and 90s franchises and even more modern ones. But what I've also noticed about Mcfarlane Toys is that they take anything. They take any license they can these days. So to that extent that having Mcfarlane produce a product for you means nothing today. It used to be a prestige like 20 years ago. It used to be prestigious to have, you know, a toy made by Mcfarlane Toys. It isn't so these days anymore. So yes, the action figure production and the quality has been steadily rising in the last couple of years, to the extent that we have now collectibles that are bloody incomparable or to toys being made in the past, like the top-notch quality. But at the same time, you look at Mcfarlane and you look at in what way they promote the War of the Rohirrim, and it's just shameful. I mean, I wouldn't even buy these toys for my dogs, because there was I have one dog. And why would we buy this for our dogs? They would just chew it. We would get stuck in their throats. No, definitely not. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. That'll be all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm out of here.